Hello and welcome to 5 Minutes with by Climate Week NYC, bringing you a series of bite-sized interviews with some of the key people, organizations and businesses ahead of Climate Week NYC this September 20th through to the 26th. Today, I am joined by Oatly. Oatly are the world's original and largest oat drink company. For over 25 years, they have exclusively focused on developing expertise around oats. That expertise has inspired technical advancements that have enabled them to unlock the breadth of the dairy portfolio, including alternatives to milk, ice cream, yogurt, cooking creams, and spreads. They're headquartered in Malmö, Sweden, and the Oatly brand is now available in more than 20 countries globally. So I'm really excited to be joined by their Chief Sustainability Officer, Ashley Allen. Ashley, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
I've got a lot of questions on my card, so I am going to start that clock and jump straight in. Question one, the theme for this year's Climate Week NYC is getting it done. What does getting it done mean to Oatly?
I really love this phrase, less talk, more action. And to me, it really means that right now, the global food system is broken today. What we eat matters, and we can't rely on sort of long-term vague climate targets. We have to start acting today and really take really serious action. The food sector is responsible for a quarter of global emissions. It requires an immense amount of resources and drives biodiversity loss. For us then, for Oatly, we have an opportunity to really help shift that food system and help people think of a new way of eating, new products to consume. I think the biggest opportunity for us in the sort of get it done category is to kind of drive that plant-based revolution, bring people new products that they maybe haven't tried before and help introduce them to healthy but also really sustainable alternatives to things like dairy products. That's probably where we have the biggest opportunity for influence, but we also have to get it done within our own environmental footprint. So within our operations, we're driving toward 100% renewable energy. We're driving down our product level emissions. We really are taking a sort of throughout the whole value chain approach to get it done.
So, this year we saw the IPCC report, earlier in the year, see Climate Week NYC, COP26, so much happening. A lot of people talking about big target dates like 2030, 2050. From your point of view, from Oatly's point of view, where do you need to be in 2030? Where do you plan to be by 2050?
Yeah, 2050 is such a long way off. I mean, I really find that 2050 date almost misleading in giving us this false sense of, if we're setting goals by 2050, then how on earth are we going to really make the transformation we need today? So we've actually decided in a bit of a cheeky way, as Oatly usually does, to focus on 2029. So the IPCC and other scientists have clearly shown that we have less than a decade to get this work done to address climate change. And so our goals are really framed around what we can do by 2029. We're aiming for a food system that gives back to nature by restoring carbon, restoring biodiversity, and really also helping farmers. Farmers are the champions of change in the food system. They're the ones that really need our support and that we really rely on. It's also, as I mentioned, about reducing the climate footprint of our own products. And then we're trying to shape this new goal around what impact can we have by helping people shift away from traditional dairy products? What is that sort of overall climate savings, that overall climate impact? And so we've set an ambition to shift 2.9 billion liters of dairy milk to Oatly, and through that to save around 2.5 million tons of CO2 in the process.
It must have been a really interesting journey you've been on. I mean, I know in our own office, seeing the switch from dairy to non-dairy products in sort of teas and coffees. What's it like working for an organization that's really seeing, I guess, in a way, a cultural shift in just our everyday lives and activities?
Yeah, and really, you have to hand it to the Swedish team that developed Oatly really before their time, right? I mean, Oatly has been established product in Sweden for decades, and that team really saw the potential there for this shift in the way people eat. Um, it's really inspiring to be at Oatly, where not just the sustainability team, but really everyone in the company sees sustainability as part of their job,
Mm.
part of their mission. It's We're very adamant that it is a strong core value in our company. In fact, it pretty much is our business model. I mean, you'll hear our CEO talk about how Oatly's not an oat milk company, Oatly is a sustainability company. And what that really means is that we really live that purpose, and we're providing to our customers and our investors not just a product, but really sustainability value. So that's so inspiring and motivating to really sort of be in the center of that.
You mentioned 2029 there, and I love that. That's the first time I've heard that. I see we're over time, but I'm gonna soldier on ahead and ask the question anyway. Even sooner than 2029, it's 2021. Like, what's the big message for Oatly this year at Climate Week, this year at COP26?
Yeah, I think the big message for us is twofold. One, the science has spoken. I feel like I've said that throughout my career. We keep getting stronger and stronger, clearer and clearer science around the climate change that is happening today. And the most recent IPCC report just further reinforces that. So we're a science driven company. The science has spoken. But also, the other key message is that food matters. I think in this climate space, sectors like energy, transportation have really gotten a lot of attention, and there have been a lot of policy action and attention from leaders and policymakers in those sectors. And food has been largely overlooked, and that really has to change. We need to bring food to the table.
I like that line. I'm not going to forget it. Well, we've had our 5 minutes. I could easily fill 10. Well, I'm not allowed to. However, all is not lost, because Ashley is taking part in a special event. Peas, trees, and 1.5 degrees, nature and agriculture in the climate decade. That's taking place at Climate Week NYC's The Hub Live on Thursday, September the 23rd at 10:30 to 11:30 Eastern. And you can find details about that event, as well as the full Climate Week NYC program, which runs through from the September 20th through to the 26th. That's on our website, as well as via the link below. All there is left for me to say is, Ashley, I can't wait to see you at Climate Week NYC and find out more. And thank you so much for joining us today. It's been really, really interesting. And I've whetted my taste buds to finding out more about Oatly and the work you're doing later on.
More food references. I like it. Okay, great. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
Thanks.